Hello everybody, back at it again with another video. It's been some time, some things have changed. For instance, I have graduated, I have shaved, gonna move to Florida soon. So I got some exciting things. I want to start off 2019, I was gonna do this yesterday, did it, hated the video. I'm gonna redo it here. Let's get into it. For 2019, instead of setting some arbitrary goals as far as fitness goes, I have decided to try and orient myself properly to take on whatever challenges come at me, because you have goals and then all of a sudden life happens and those goals they don't even matter anymore. You have way more important things to do. So my goal is to orient my life in a way that I can be successful no matter what life throws at me. So I'll come up with a little list. I'll see if I can get it out to you guys, put it on Facebook, something like that, about this. If you don't want to write all this down, I understand. All right, let's get into it. Number one on what I'm going to do to properly orient myself is to define a future worth living. And so a question that I ask myself is, what would a meaningful future look like? Not one that is like gives me happiness, because I personally believe that happiness is a result of meaning and finding a meaningful life and pursuit. So thinking about this, the answers are not going to be the same for everyone. What's meaningful for me is to stick to my diet, gain muscle, shred as much fat as possible, get a good job, be financially viable, a job that appeals to me, that is, and this is one of the points, is challenging and rewarding at the same time. And also, it's not a life sentence that you have to carry out. You don't have to pick something that's going to make you miserable and you live every day like, oh my gosh, I hate this, but I told myself I'm going to do it. It's not that. It is something that actually appeals to you, but is also somewhat challenging. The second part of that is to set daily or weekly plans. It might be hard to plan out your day every single day. Like at 1 o'clock, I'm going to eat 8 ounces of steak, whatever, stuff like that. So a question I ask myself is, what will a productive day or week look like to carry out my self-defined future? So the future that I wanted, what would a day or what would a week look like to where I am closer and closer to that every day? You can make choices that move you closer to your goals, and you can make choices that move you away from your goals. And that's kind of what days do that look like? What do the days look like for that? Excuse me. Think about that. It's not a prison. Again, it's not I have to work for 5 hours and then I get a 15-minute break after that 5 hours, and I have to work for another 5 hours, and then I have to work out, and then I have to eat 6 things of spinach. It's not that. It is, and another point is, reward yourself when your tasks or chores are done. If you study for an hour, if you're in school, you study for an hour, play video games for 15 minutes, listen to music for 15 minutes, take your mind off it. Little breaks here and there are productive. And then you want to end the day with a sense of accomplishment. So for example, today I got called into work early, but I was productive enough in the morning to where I actually got stuff done. And so, I got stuff done in the morning, went into work early, worked a little bit longer, got a little bit more money out of it. It's always a good thing, right? Worked out, and now I'm here making this video. So you should end the day with kind of like, wow, I actually did a lot. The next thing to always keep in mind is to stick to it. This one I'm getting from Jordan Peterson. If you guys know who he is, he's been a tremendous inspiration to me in my work ethic and my life in a way. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for. So what I mean by that is, or what my interpretation of that is, like those who are close to you, those who you hold dear, you want them to succeed. So you're going to want to treat yourself like one of those people that you're responsible for. So hold yourself like you would them. Hold yourself accountable for their actions. If they miss their mark, if they miss their goals, let them know. Like, hey, you kind of didn't do this today. Step it up next time. And when they do hit their mark, reward them. Reward yourself. Like I said, if you really study for an hour and say, wow, okay, I actually learned a lot. I'm gonna go reward myself for that. That's not a bad thing to do either. So then how this translates into JDFit, which you're all wondering, having talked about fitness. So I think this all kind of relates to fitness through diets and through working out. So for diets, I believe this is the most important aspect of a healthy life. For example, I do very low carb, like no carbs, and high fat. I'm eating meat right now. That's just what I'm doing. I'm just trying it out, honestly. There's been like interesting things that have been happening to me and people who I hear about who are doing this, like skin problems have gone away, stuff like that, whatever. Just little anecdotes that I will read about. Trust me, I'm not just gonna listen to anecdotes and live my life off of that. But it's more, it's more than just keto. It's like the next step to the extreme. I'm crazy. Anyways. And like I said before, hold yourself accountable for what you eat. If you miss your mark and you start eating a bunch of like fast food, be like, hey, no, let's not do that. And this one's a little bit harder to do, when you reward yourself for eating properly. I don't know. I mean, you can't really do that and reasonably do that and be like, oh, I ate all meat today. I'm gonna eat a candy bar at the end of the day. If you do that 7 days a week, then that adds up, and that's something that I don't personally believe that you should do. Like I said, I will read about it and I'll translate it back to you guys. But these are just my personal beliefs. Nothing I've done has been researched yet, except for some of the skin problems. And the last part about that, something I learned when I was in ROTC, is complacency kills. If you become complacent with a bad diet, I'm not saying you will die, but a part of you will die. The healthy part of you that wants to be better will die off with your complacency on a bad diet. I believe that is true for just about every single thing. That's probably the biggest lesson I've learned, is complacency kills. Of course, in the military, it's a lot more dire, but you can translate that to any aspect of your life, and a part of you will die off if you become complacent. Now, working out. Utilize your diet and use that to get into better shape. I believe that I don't always like this analogy, but your body is like an engine. If you put good fuel in it, you'll run more efficiently and you'll run at like more peak performance. That's why like racing cars have like higher octane fuel, because it's more efficient and they are able to get better performance out of it. Treat yourself like a Formula One car. Put the good stuff in, and man, you're gonna fly. So yeah, you are only as good as the stuff you eat. Whatever you put in will be used for good or for bad in your quest of being in shape or not. It'll either make you miserable and your stomach will hate you, or you'll get chiseled, you'll get shredded, all that great stuff that we're looking for, being healthy. Yeah, and that's not as important to me as eating properly. For example, I know people personally that have gone through surgeries and where they couldn't work out, and they ate the right way, and they only gained like 5 pounds, I think, what I remember from the story that I'm thinking of. And they were out for lifting for like 6 months. Like, we're talking a long time. That is not bad. Diets can carry you a long way, and they can also bring it down. Also, with working out, complacency does kill. You take some time off, you get complacent with it, and like, oh no, I'll get back into it. I did that once, never going to do it again. I died. I absolutely died after like one day of working out. My body was like, Johnny, what are you thinking, man? You haven't done this in a while. Anyways, that is my plan to better orient myself in 2019, and how you can do that using dieting and working out. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, recipes, abbreviations, anything, send them my way. I'll try and get this Word document out to you guys. Probably put it on Facebook. Yeah, you guys have a great 2019. I'll be posting a lot more often now that I'm done with school. Might get a little dicey at the end of January with my move. Might actually document that. It'd be interesting to do. But yeah, we'll see you later. Stay healthy.